Where is my headless mannequin at? Oh, hey guys, what's up? Well, horse is still missing, so I'm having to wing it. And I thought since I'm doing the Addams Family movie review this month, why not go ahead and review the game too? But I can't seem to find where my headless mannequin is, so I'm going to have to find a different creepy prop to use. Like this one. The Addams Family is an action platforming game based on the 1991 movie of the same name. It was published and developed by Ocean Software and released for the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Amiga, and Atari ST in 1992. The Addams Family was also ported to several other systems, and they featured different levels and gameplay mechanics. These releases were for the Sega Master System, Nintendo Entertainment System, and the Sega Game Gear. A third port was developed for the Game Boy, and a fourth for the Amstrad, Commodore 64, and ZX Spectrum. In all versions of the game, you control Gomez Addams as he attempts to rescue other members of the Addams Family. Now with these sparse tidbits out of the way, guys, let's review the Addams Family. Da-da-da-da. 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 The controls are a bit twitchy. Gomez moves fast and loose, making you very likely to get hit or fall into pitfalls and spikes. There is no instant death in this game, so lava and spikes just hurt you. Bottomless holes always lead to another area, and Gomez can stay underwater indefinitely, so no risk of drowning. The way the levels are designed, the best strategy is to take your time going through them, but because of how loose and fast Gomez moves, it's like the original Sonic games, I felt compelled to speed through. I ran into a lot of deaths getting used to this setup. The weapons you can acquire are the sword. It can stab upward, which is the only way to get certain 1-ups. The golf ball thrown so they bounce along the ground. Like the sword, they'll collect any item they touch. Items are money. You can collect $25 for a heart and $100 for a 1-up. Hearts, which restore 1 heart of your health meter. The shield, it makes you temporarily invincible. Fezzicopter, a hat that grants you the powers of flying. It lasts indefinitely until you go into a different room. Shoes that increase your running speed, not that you would want that after the said loose controls I just talked about. And then finally the 1-up, which of course is your typical extra life. You get a 1-up for every 50,000 points earned in the game. There's also an extra heart upgrade that gives you an extra heart for your health meter. Weapons and shoes act as extra health as well. If you get hit with any of those items equipped, you will lose them and your life meter will not be affected. Most enemies can be killed by stomping, even piranha fish. This of course doesn't work for spiked enemies, such as the bare branch trees or the fiery creatures in the oven rooms. Once you kill an enemy, it stays dead until you leave the room and return. The enemies will take on the theme of the area you are in, but they all have a gothic cartoonish look to them. All in all, I would say that they're bland and forgettable. I would like to say that the level design was decent. I can tell the development team put a lot of work into building the Addams Family manor and characters themselves, and less focus on the enemies and controls. The levels felt big and open for the outside areas and varied from big to cramped spaces in the interior areas. Of course, the controls made it hard for me to fully appreciate the design, but after going back and editing, I was able to fully appreciate what the dev team did in designing the different areas of the Addams Family manor. Save for the last level, you can complete the levels in any order you desire. I think Ocean really wanted you to feel like you are exploring the Addams Family estate, as you are given free reign to go anywhere you wish. But the drawback here is I feel the game doesn't give you enough direction on where you should go and what you should do. This leaves you feeling overwhelmed and lost at times. At the end of every level, before you can save a family member, you must face the level boss. They are the mad scientist. He circles his blades around himself and shoots them out at you, and repeats this pattern. He's fairly easy to beat. The ghastly goblin moves around in a rectangular pattern, stopping now and then to shoot out skulls. Again, fairly easy to overcome. The fire dragon will pop out of lava shooting fireballs at you. The witch who flies around the room shooting orbs at you, and I would say is the best battle in the game as you use Fester to bounce high enough to attack her. And then finally, the nasty judge. He may be the final boss, but honestly, he's a pushover compared to the others. If you're patient, he doesn't do much, just keep from getting squished and avoid the falling debris. The nasty judge is a very disappointing final fight, as the previous bosses were more of a challenge. And speaking about the boss battles, in general they remind me of the boss battles in Home Alone for the Super Nintendo. They are very basic and require essentially the same strategy to beat all of them. So the mediocre twitchy game mechanics combined with the diverse levels and the more to be desired enemies, the Addams Family's gameplay gets 1 bit.
It's an Addams!
Out of 4. Once again, the Super Nintendo shows what it can do with sound, as the quality is great. All the sound effects and music come through crisp and clean. Though the songs, minus the great rendition of the Addams Family theme, I feel could have done more to sound like the movie. The songs do get old, as there's only a handful of them and they are reused throughout the game. They do, however, get the job done. There are very annoying sound effects like the little purple bee things tweeting over and over again. It's like nails going across a chalkboard. I think this was intentional on the part of the designers to make you want to knock those things out ASAP. So with great sound quality, but I would say a lacking soundtrack overall, Addams Family's sound gets 2 bits.
It's an Addams!
Out of 4. Another high point for this game is the graphics. They look great, and the colors really popped for me. The designers did a really good job creating this game's look, as the characters and environments are very well animated. The plot of the game loosely, and I do mean loosely, follows the movie. The Addams Family's lawyer, Tully Alford, who does not appear as an enemy in the game, has taken control of their mansion and imprisoned Morticia, Pugsley, Wednesday, Granny, and Uncle Fester. You control Gomez Addams as you explore the various rooms in the mansion, locating items and battling monsters. Once Gomez has located all the lost family members, minus Morticia, they all gather in the music room to unlock the final level so Gomez can save Morticia. After defeating the nasty judge, Gomez is reunited with Morticia and they celebrate a very unhappy ending, in Gomez's words. It's a very simple plot that takes inspiration but isn't trying to be exactly like its source material. With great graphics and decent storytelling, presentation gets 3 bits.
It's an Addams!
Out of 4. The Addams Family is an okay game, but to be frank, the controls really kept me from fully enjoying this title. And in retrospective, the Addams Family is a mediocre experience at best when compared to other platformers on the system and in the 16-bit era in general. So my final verdict for the Addams Family on Super Nintendo is a suggested look, but definitely not a must-play or own for the collector or casual owner of the Super Nintendo. Well, that's it for this review, guys. I'm 2-Bit Jesus saying stay safe and play on.
Minion, what's going on here? What's this bullshit? This is the headless mannequin from 2-Bit's place. Why is it talking?
PlaySatan, how are you doing? I know you may be confused, but rest assured I can explain everything. But first I need to know, how badly do you want to see Raptor go down?
Look, I don't know what's going on here. I don't even know what you are, but I do know this. If there's one single chance that I can look into the eyes of that scale-covered dick licker as he realizes that his life is melting, and that I'm the one holding the blowtorch, then I'm on board.
Sounds like you have a personal vendetta against Raptor. I don't blame you. He's trying to take over the MFers. Horse is missing, and he is trying to set you up as the fall guy. And we still don't know what his plan is for 2-Bit. If we send you in with a wire and you can get him to confess about his role in Horse's disappearance, we will have all the evidence we need to bring this son of a lizard down.
When do we start? I actually have a great disguise.
Yeah, I know all about PlayStan. How about we use my equipment for this mission?
That's fine. I guess. Oh, shit. PlayStan would have been great. It's the greatest disguise ever. Son of a bitch.